Hey everyone, Laura with my very own quilt shop here with another demo video. I'm going to show you some neat tricks that you can do with the Stripology Squared Mini Ruler. I mainly use this ruler for trimming up units and small blocks, and that is what I'm going to cover today. So the first demo I'm going to show you with it is we are working on our second Table-tastic club quilt this month, which is called Queen's Garden, and that's from Table-tastic by Doug Lico. And this particular quilt, you make oversized flying geese units and trim them down. And so the first thing I'm going to show you is how to make really easy work of that with the Stripology Squared Mini Ruler. Then we're also going to trim some half square triangles because a lot of you make those oversized and trim those down. And then I'm going to show you how to trim down some blocks. So let's do the flying geese first because this is a very slick trick. So let me show you these first and we'll do several to make sure that you've got it. Okay, so the first thing I did, you'll see these rulers have all these lines and you've probably wondered what all of these lines are for. Well, we're going to use a bunch of the lines today. So these are little flying geese units that need to be trimmed to 3.5 by 2. So the first thing we want to do is get them roughly lined up. Now, I used my little ruler sticker here. See this line right here and these lines right here? I put my ruler sticker where I want that point to line up in my little goose unit, okay? And you can see I'm roughly between 3.5 by 2, but that's what we want to do. We want to trim that unit up. We've got overlap here, we've got dog ears. So I've got my little intersection right there. That's very important. I've got the white diagonal dash line lined up on one side of the goose, on one side of the wing. And then we've got the vertical line right at our center point. And that's going to help us keep our unit centered. So we're going to cut on the 3.5 and the 0. And now we've got one direction cut for our goose. Now we just have to turn it the other way. And we know we have to be 3.5. So we're going to line up our top at the 3.5. And then our bottom will be lined up here. Get this lined up again. Whoops, I'm sorry. There we go. Line up like that. And then we're going to trim off the 2 and the 0. And now we've got a perfect little 3.5 by 2 inch goose. We'll do that again so you can watch it again. We're going to line up our diagonal line on one of the wings. Make sure your vertical line is at your point there. We'll cut on the 3.5 and the 0 because we want 3.5 wide. Now, we want to pay attention to the bottom here. This one's a little bit off, you can see. So this time, I didn't really do this closely on the other one, so I'm going to point this out on this one. When I line this up, this is going to get that edge. You can see it's going to get that cleaned up and more even. And we get rid of this dog ear. And now we've got our little flying geese unit. And we are ready to sew those to the rest of our quilt. You can also trim up half square triangles. These were bonus triangles from another project. You can see they're very small. So when I'm doing triangles, you can pretty much place them anywhere. So this size, I think this is going to become a 1.5 inch. Let's just put that down here and make sure. Oh, if I do that down here, you know what? I'm going to switch gears here. I'm going to go to the bigger one first. Line up on your lines. And you can trim, I'm trying to avoid this little triangle here, or my ruler sticker, because I need to use that later. I believe these are going to end up at 3 inches. See, then when you flip it over, we've trimmed these bottom two. Now you use the lines going in the other direction, okay? First we lined up this way, now we line up this way. We go 3 and 3, and now we've got, we can show it down here. Whoops, new cutting mat, still getting used to. We've got a 3 by 3 half square triangle. Now with the little ones, I haven't done this for a long time. I maybe should have practiced. You can trim these up to usable sizes. Looks really weird right there. Okay. And I've got the pieces stuck to the back. But when you then line it up here, and this one's going to get a lot smaller. Whoops. Okay, I am really messing up this one. We might have to do a separate video for this one, but I think I might get it here. You obviously want to end up with a square. So you can do little tiny bonus triangle trim ups. Now, speaking of bonus triangles, that's what these were, but they were all different sizes and I didn't feel like trimming them up. So to make a usable little scrappy block, I attached 1.5 inch strips around. So easy peasy. First check out, if I remember right, these are going to be 5 inches. Yep. So, you know, do a rough guess here. Line up on the 0. Yep, just over 5. We want to trim it all up to 5. I don't really care if it's a little wonky in the middle because I kind of like that idea. So I'm going to line up somewhere on the bottom. We're going to trim that size. I'm going to do my 2 cuts, 0 and 5. 2 sides are done. Get that out of the way. Flip it around. Okay, now I've got my 5 inches on the other end. They're nice straight. Make sure you've got overlap on both sides. Cut again at the 5 and the 5, and voila. Now you have a nice 5-inch block. Here's my stack. Trim a bunch of them up and you've got a really cute little quilt. So that is 3 different ways you can use the Stripology Squared Mini Ruler, which we have in the shop, to trim up units. This ruler goes all the way up to 6.5 inch size, so blocks up to 6.5. It has an 1/8 inch mark and a 1/4 inch mark. So it's really got a lot of versatility. We're just scratching the surface on what this ruler can do. So hopefully you learned some new things today if you already have this ruler on different things that you can do with it. Thanks for watching. Bye.